Welcome to Uncle's Channel. Thanks for watching today. And let's talk about how to defeat the Sea Weapon Sea Spider in Armored Core 6. Now, personally, I did find this boss to be one of the most difficult bosses in the entire game, especially for the early part of the game. However, it did allow me to develop a bit of a strategy here that hopefully can help some other players who are also struggling with the Sea Spider. Now, personally, this is the build that I used here, and I do recommend having the pile driver as far as like your left-hand weapon and the Gatling gun as your right-hand weapon, and then of course the explosives on the back as well. And I'll put exactly what I'm using up on the screen right here. But one of the key parts, especially for part 2 of the fight, is you're going to want to have the hoverbot, and I'm not sure of the exact name of it, but it's the robot here that allows you to sort of go up in the air, hover around. This is going to help out so much in part 2 of the fight, because it'll allow you to be sort of above a majority of his attacks, and you can just simply lay in on him with the rockets and the damage to get him staggered up. But let's go ahead and get to the actual boss fight. Now, as soon as you activate the little escape pod here, back up to around this spot right here, the Sea Spider is going to come crashing down into it, and as soon as he crashes down into it, just simply zoom up there or use your left trigger to go up as fast as you can, and just simply do your pile driver immediately on him, and then unload all of your explosives and your machine gun all at once, constantly attacking him. This will almost certainly get the stagger bar almost to the max immediately, and allows you to continue to attacking him once the stagger bar is completely filled. And you're going to notice once again, like all the other bosses, when their stagger meter is full, you're doing a massive amount of damage to them. After this, the Sea Spider is going to try to jump away, run away from you a little bit, and your goal here is to basically stay as close as you possibly can to this spider. Do not let this spider get a lot of distance between you and him, because at this point it's going to be harder and harder to actually lay attacks in on him, and you're just going to be taking damage constantly. Honestly, the best bet would be try to stay almost right underneath the spider. I know he moves really fast, but try your best. If that's your goal, to stay underneath him, you are going to maintain a very close distance, avoid a lot of the attacks, be close for your pile driver, as well as all the explosives to land, to get that stagger meter built up as fast as possible, then to deal out the massive amount of damage. Now, around the halfway point, you're going to notice that you can't do any more damage because he's getting ready to transform into part 2 of the boss fight. At this part, he's going to basically expand his little legs out. He's going to start flying up in the air. This is your cue to also just simply expand your little legs out, fly up in the air as well, and just simply hover there. Now, he can still hit you with some of his missile attacks, and I recommend just sort of keeping a circle rotation around him going, and just simply throw out your explosives as many as you can at him, as well as a Gatling gun. Build that stagger bar up again, and of course, once that stagger bar is all the way to the top, go in there for a pile driver attack if you want to, or just simply keep going with the Gatling gun as well as your explosives to continue knocking that health away. Now, eventually you will have to go back down to the ground to sort of, replenish your jetpack a little bit, then go straight back up, get to the exact same spot you were at, just right above his head, and of course, simply rotate around him or circle around him here, unloading those explosives on him, unloading those missiles on him, as well as going in for the pile driver when necessary. But if you simply try to stay on the ground in phase 2 of the fight here, you're almost certainly going to die. If you have this little hoverbot here, it's going to make this part so much easier. But like I said, this is one of the hardest boss fights in the entire game. But honestly, I feel like if you take the strategy of staying close to him, equip something fairly similar to what I have as far as like early equipment in the game, and also have the hoverbot for stage 2, I think you're going to have the Sea Spider defeated in no time. Also, one thing I forgot to mention that is a vital part for almost every single boss at this point, you're going to want to have the added on expansion here that is going to allow you to essentially have a shield when you reach down to 0 life, and it gives you 1 single health at this point. This basically allows you to be invincible for like maybe 2 or 3 seconds, get those final shots in, and you also have an extra opportunity instead of dying. To me, this is one of the greatest additions or the greatest little bonuses that you can have, and is a lifesaver on so many boss battles because it gives you that last little bit of invincibility right when you're going in for those final kills. And I mean, to me, this is the ultimate little attachment or expansion that you can have. I wouldn't even bother with any of the other ones because this one is so good. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out other Armored Core 6 videos listed up above, and go out there, find a great game to play. Just simply have a great rest of the day.